Hey guys, Useless here, and today we're going to be reacting to the Critical Drinker video about the Acolyte. So the title of the video is sorry, what is it again? It is The Acolyte. The message is strong with this one, and I'm going to be completely honest. I have no idea what the message of the trailer really even is. Like obviously, like I think if I understand like anti-woke culture correctly, I think when people talk about like the message, they mean like wokeness, right? Like I think that's what they mean. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm getting the lingo incorrect. So like I don't even know like what you would even point to. Like I don't think there was anything like woke in the trailer. Am I wrong? So I'm legitimately curious as to what you would even be mad about. At least when it comes to wokeness. Like it looks like a kind of a mediocre trailer. Like it looks fine. But yeah, I'm curious.
Hey, remember Star Wars?
Yes.
I hate Star Wars personally.
Yes.
Oh, shut up, you. Remember how it used to be this awesome space adventure with cool heroes, evil villains, epic action scenes, and inspirational messages about the importance of determination, loyalty, sacrifice, and redemption? Remember when people used to get excited?
Sorry, I was gonna think of a joke. I couldn't I couldn't think of one.
At the prospect of new movies and TV shows that expanded on a rich and detailed world we all wanted to know more about.
Why is he showing the original trilogy when talking about like TV shows? They didn't milk the franchise that much until Disney came along. Well, I guess it was like Clone Wars stuff. Now that I think about it.
Remember when it was still considered an icon of pop culture and not a sad, embarrassing train wreck being mercilessly milked to death by a gigantic, money-hungry corporation that never understood what made it special in the first place? Remember when it was still being worked on by creatives with genuine passion for the world they were adding to, instead of ridiculous
I mean, here's the thing, right? Like you can give as much passion as you want, but like the prequels are what they are. I mean, like this is one thing that I don't really understand about the Star Wars fan base. Oh, I mean, I guess I should say like obviously there are people that earnestly like the prequels, so I'm just speaking from my personal like perspective. But growing up, I've always just kind of seen Star Wars as a mediocre franchise because not even growing up, I think I first watched Star Wars when I was like 14, right? But like I started with the prequels because I was like, oh well, I might as well start with like I might as well do it chronologically. That sounds like fun. And so, oh wait, this is actually way more. Wait, what? Oh, god damn it! Wait, I'm sorry. I was trying to think of how to do this. So like when I started watching Star Wars, I've only ever really known it to be like a mediocre franchise because I started with the prequels, which were terrible, and then I got to like the original trilogy and I was like, oh, I guess this is fine. It doesn't necessarily hold up in 2014 as well as, you know, like people who like grew up with it going like, oh my god, I've never seen anything like this before. So so I say all this to say that it's always funny, at least for me, when people are like, Disney ruined Star Wars. It's like they've just continued being kind of like this, like they've really just continued, well, at least how I perceive the Star Wars legacy of being a mixed bag, where like some of the projects are good and some of the projects are bad. And then they made Andor, which is by far the best Star Wars thing that's ever been made. Like nothing else even comes close, in my opinion. So I don't know. I always just think it's kind of funny when people are like, "Oh, Disney ruined Star Wars," and it's like, I'm not saying that their stuff is particularly good, but it's just like by the time they got it, like half of Star Wars was good and half of it was bad because you have the original trilogy and then the prequels. I mean, I don't know.
Competent tourists and activists masquerading as filmmakers? Well,
Also, why are you like? This is just so weird. Like, Leslie Headland is like she's an accomplished showrunner. I don't know why. Like, I understand that the trailer looks mid, but like, why are you like pretending that Leslie Headland didn't make what is it? I think Russian Doll, right? What's she? Yeah, like her main thing is Russian Doll, I believe. Like, I just don't understand why. Like, why pretend that she's not an accomplished filmmaker? I don't. That's just weird.
that brings me neatly along to The Acolyte, the latest excretion from Disney Lucasfilm, preparing to join the long line of failed projects that were all going to save Star Wars. This time coming from the creative mind of Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, Leslie Headland, who
Hey, listen. The show's good, the show's good. I don't care if she maybe hit a few of the bodies or whatever. Okay, that's a joke. Yeah, I don't know. This is also like a weird line of attack where I'm like, like, are we really gonna like, do we really need to like allude to her having done bad things like that, like with Harvey Weinstein? Is that really necessary? Like, it just seems that really does just seem like a really gross line of attack. Like, if there's evidence of anything, then sure. But this is just like pure conjecture from people that's just really gross. Because like, I'll be honest, this line of attack really doesn't. It doesn't feel like people like earnestly earnestly like standing up for Harvey Weinstein's victims. Like, it really does feel like just using them as ammo for your weird culture war shit. Like, it's weird. I don't like it.
really cares about Star Wars, apparently.
Star Wars saved my life.
I don't believe you.
Anyway, in much the same way that Marvel desperately held back the trailer for the Marvels as long as possible because they fully understood what an embarrassing turd they had on their hands, not to mention the sheer fan apathy towards the project, the first trailer for The Acolyte finally released yesterday, 4 years after the show was first announced and barely 2 months before it premieres on Disney+. And Jesus, it's already been ratioed into oblivion. Honestly, the memes probably...
Doesn't Disney Plus do that usually? Am I wrong? I feel like Disney Plus usually... I feel like they weirdly do like release their trailers relatively close to when their shows premiere. So I don't know. I don't know that that's necessarily like a thing to notice, but it might be. I don't have like an encyclopedic memory of, and I don't feel like looking up release dates and trailers in the moment here.
They got more traction on social media than the show itself. But Drinker, you handsome roguish smuggler with a heart of gold, I hear you say. What's of the trailer itself? What does it tell us about the show? What's the tone and feel? What can we expect from the creative powerhouse of Leslie Headland? Well, I'll be fucked if I know, because...
Yeah, like, this is weird. I'm like, why are you like pretending that Leslie Headland isn't like a successful creator? That's just weird. Like, why are you like not mentioning that she's the showrunner of Russian Doll? It's just I don't know. I think this feels a little gross to like to bring up that she was Harvey Weinstein's assistant and then not bring up like the relevant piece of information here. I don't know.
The trailer is less of a primer for The Acolyte and more like a series of disconnected scenes carefully chosen to tell us nothing at all. I mean, I definitely had fun playing a particularly challenging...
What is the message? I'm here to know what the message is. Was that just clickbait? It might just be clickbait. Hey, you know what? If it's just clickbait, I respect it.
game of spot the white guy with this trailer, because damn man, this one shows enough to fulfill Disney's entire DEI quota for the next 2 fiscal years. For example, check out this collection of Jedi Padawans and see if you can identify the one demographic that's
Oh my god. Dude, this is who even cares? I'm sorry. This is why, dude, both sides of this stupid like identity politics coin is so just exhausting at this point. Like, who cares? I don't even, why is that even something that you're thinking about when you're watching a trailer? It's like that. I remember that there was like this one review of the Batman that was really funny. Let me see if I can find it. What's that guy's name? Is it Ryan Kinnell? Ryan Kinnell, right? Or RK Outpost? Is that it? Yeah, this guy, Ryan Kinnell, RK Outpost. He did like a review of the Batman. The Batman. Where's his review of it? Where's his review? Anyways, I don't know. So you can find it if you want, but he did like a review of the Batman where he was like he said something to the effect of, he's like, yeah, there was this weird aspect about the movie where all of the white guys were bad guys, and all of the good people in the in the movie were black. It's a really, and it's just like, are you like sitting there in the theater, like counting all of the races that people are, and keeping, like, do you have like a notepad with you keeping track of all this shit? And it was a bizarre point anyways, because it's like the protagonist of the film is a white man, so it's like with a white father figure, so I don't even know what. I sincerely had no idea what he was even talking about. But these people are just so like they're more obsessed with race than like a fucking Black Lives Matter activist. It's so bizarre. Like, this is unhinged. Like, sitting there and like counting the races of all of the Jedi Padawans. It really is bizarre. I don't know. Like, is this the message here? Like, is this what the message is, that that other races exist and genders exist other than straight white men? Like, is this actually what the race is? Just black people and women? Is that what's about to happen? Let's find out.
Mysteriously left out. Anyway, as best as I could piece together from various interviews and whatever tidbits of information the trailer gave us, the general gist is that the show takes place in a time of peace and
It's also, I mean, I don't know, it's a teaser as well. Or actually, no, to be fair, I think this is an official trailer. Probably should have given us more, given us more information. Let me see, what is it? The Acolyte trailer. Yeah, it classifies itself as an official trailer. They probably should have given us more. Because yeah, listen, I don't disagree that it's a pretty mid trailer, as the kids say. But like, the line of attack here is just bizarre. And the things that he's focusing on is insane. Like, why aren't we talking about how like, I don't know, like about the cinematography or the dialogue or the action? Like, why are we, like, I think my main thing was that I thought most of that was fine in the trailer, but there just wasn't like a moment in it that made me go, oh my god, this looks amazing. Like, it overall just looked kind of mid. I don't know, like, why aren't we talking about like the technical aspects of the show? Why are we like Like, why are we sitting there and counting making note of like the races and gender of the children? That's such a weird thing to do.
Prosperity for the High Republic, with the Jedi presiding over a galaxy of order and happiness, because Leslie Headland thought it would be interesting to make Star Wars with no war in it.
Isn't it kind of interesting? Like, I understand that it's called Star Wars, but is it that kind of a fun, like an interesting thing to do? Like, does literally every Star Wars story have to be about a war? Like, again, I understand that there's war in the name. Is this a thing that we're actually complaining about now? Oh, okay.
Superb choice there, Leslie. Can't wait for you to make an alien movie that doesn't have any xenomorphs in it. Although I did like how she described the...
Like, are we really painting Star Wars into that box now? But isn't it true that there was no, like, isn't that just canon? That before the prequels there wasn't like war, or I guess, or I don't, listen, I'm not a fucking Star Wars historian, but isn't it probably just like canonical that around this time there was like peace in the galaxy, and then it wasn't until the events in the prequels that war broke out? Like, that doesn't mean that there can't be like political strife or whatever, but this is a bizarre complaint.
The show as Frozen meets Kill Bill.
Fuck.
Which honestly feels like she picked the last two movies she happened to see and mashed them together.
The 13 of us began with a singular vision. Titanic meets Frasier.
I mean, honestly, what are you even supposed to take from a description like that? Apparently, she also wanted to explore the franchise from the perspective of the
Yeah, it's a
villains,
weird
because
perspective.
the bad guys are wildly outnumbered at that point and are the underdogs, which kind of explains this line right here.
This isn't about good or bad. This is about power.
Ah, Star Wars, the classic story of good versus evil, which is no longer about good versus evil.
This is about power.
I don't even, what? Yeah, from the perspective of like the bad guys, they don't think they're evil. Oh my god, are we now like complaining because there's like an attempt for like the bad guys to show the bad guys' point of view? What? Is this a complaint now? That is it that it's not black and white? Is it that's the complaint that we're having here? What are we? I don't even understand why that would be a bad thing. Like, why? What? What?
Power.
Tell me, why is so much of modern Hollywood about tearing down classic heroes and reframing villains as misunderstood anti-heroes? Why are they trying to...
Who's reframing who? What villain is being reframed? These are new characters. What are you talking about? Who's being reframed? Like, that is by far like the most interesting thing about about the Acolyte, is that it's going to be almost impossible to have fan service in this show, presumably, right? Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that like it's going to be almost impossible for like Luke Skywalker to show up. Well, yeah, he'll be born, but sorry, what I'm saying is that I think it's going to be almost impossible for there to be like for some character to show up and be like, "Hey guys, look, it's me. I'm the recognizable character that you know and love." Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think with the exception of Yoda, I think Yoda is still around. And that's fine. If you want like, it actually makes sense that Yoda would be there, right? Because he would be on the Jedi Council, I think. So if anything, it would be weirder if Yoda wasn't there. But yeah, like, I don't know, like who's getting torn down? Like, what are you talking about?
to dupe people into believing that nothing is intrinsically good or bad, that morality and objective reality don't actually exist, and everything comes down to what you personally feel.
What? Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. So we're gonna go back a bit here. So he's showing.
Tell me, why is so much of modern Hollywood about tearing down classic heroes and reframing?
Okay, so he's showing Wicked there. First of all, Wicked is not like a modern Hollywood story. When was Wicked created? I think it was created in like the early 2000s. Am I wrong about that? Wicked, we'll just, I don't, the musical. When was it like created? Okay, it was created it was first. Is this first performance? That's when it came out, I guess. Oh, well, it's an adaptation of the 1995 novel Wicked. What are you talking about, modern Hollywood? Does he not know that Wicked is based on an older thing? Swing and a miss there.
Villains as misunderstood anti-heroes. Why are they trying to dupe people?
Okay, now he's showing Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. All right. Was Kang a misunderstood anti-hero? I guess he's talking about MODOK? But, like, yeah, MODOK was, like, tortured and turned into a monster. It makes sense that he would have some, like, kind of, like, a redemption thing. Like, that... Like, of all the things that you can criticize Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania about, and obviously there are a lot of things that you can criticize Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania about. But, like, the character arc of MODOK was fine. Of him being tortured by Kang and turned into a monster, and then him sort of like going back on that. Like, that makes sense. What do we... Why is that? Why are anti-heroes a bad thing? I don't... Are you... What? Like, he's saying that, like, morality doesn't exist in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Maybe I'm misremembering the movie. Was it the case that, like, Kang was not definitively the bad guy in that movie? What is he talking about?
Into believing that nothing is intrinsically good or bad.
I'm pretty sure Kang was the straight up villain in that movie, bro.
That morality and objective reality don't actually exist, and everything comes down to what you
Was the bad guy in Captain Marvel, was she, like, not the bad guy? What was... Oh my god, that's just shit. What was even the story in that dog shit movie? I guess in that movie, yeah, well, wasn't it the thing where, like, Captain Marvel... Did Captain Marvel, like, destroy her planet or something? Or did Captain Marvel do something to, like... I don't even remember. I'm gonna be honest. But... Was the villain not the villain in that movie? Was she, like, a misunderstood anti-hero? I don't think she was.
Personally feel. It's almost like once you stop people from believing in anything, then they'll eventually come to accept everything.
Was... What? Wait. This is... Okay, no, I remember a specific scene, like Captain Marvel is a terrible movie. Not Captain Marvel, The Marvels. That was a dog shit movie, of course. But, like, this scene that they're talking about here. Or that he shows
once
here.
You stop people from believing in anything, then they'll eventually come
like
to
this
accept...
God damn it. This scene where where they're, like, saving the refugees and people are dying. But do you not think that this was an like, in the context of the movie, is the critical drinker asserting that the Marvels did not portray this scene as an objectively bad thing? That murdering all of these Skrull, like, refugees was bad? What? Yeah, there are very obvious bad things that happened in this movie. What are you talking about? What are we... what? This is just such a bizarre point. Like, am I misunderstanding him, or is he not? Or is he asserting that all of the clips that he's showing here are saying that that nothing is actually bad? That the movies that he is showing, that the thesis of those movies is that morality doesn't exist. Is that not what he's saying? That these movies are claiming that morality doesn't exist. That is unhinged. I don't even know like how to respond to that. That's so weird. That's such a bizarre take.
Actually come to accept everything. Anyway, I digress. I have to admit, I did find myself with a few questions as I watched this trailer though. Like, why is Carrie-Anne Moss fighting like she's got a metal rod shoved up her arse? Why is this diverse individual cosplaying as the 13th Doctor? Why is this...
What are we talking about? What is she...
arse? Why
is she... What's wrong with her fighting
Why
again?
is Carrie-Anne Moss fighting like she's got a metal rod shoved up her arse?
Oh yeah, I guess she is a little stiff. Yeah, okay. We're here. Criticism. Actual criticism. He's criticizing the fight choreography. Look, 4 minutes 23 seconds into the video. Look, criticism of the thing. We made it.
Up her arse. Why is this diverse?
I don't. It's a costume. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I actually think the costume looks cool now that I look at it. I don't know.
First individual cosplaying as the 13th.
Is it just this? Is it similar because they're both hooded? Is that a thing that we're talking about here? Like, are these even similar? Like, they're just wearing hoods. What are we... Okay.
First individual cosplaying as the 13th Doctor. Why is this guy fighting hand to hand when lightsabers exist? How exactly did Leslie Headland get such a high profile showrunner job in a franchise that she's never even worked in before?
Because she's the showrunner of a successful series. What do you... There are a lot of people that work on Star Wars things that have never worked in Star Wars before. You start somewhere. What is this? What are we talking about? What are we saying? What are these points? This is just nonsense.
Before.
Like, you just have to have the confidence to walk in there and pretend like you know how to do it. I'm telling you guys, like, the truth. Like, that's how I made my first film, was that I was like, I know what's going on. I didn't at all. And I think it shows in the movie.
That explains it. If you want another fun little game for yourself...
Yeah, it's like self-deprecating. I don't know, like isn't that also... Yeah, that's probably good advice. Be like, hey, fake it till you make it in your jobs. Like, I don't... What is that supposed to prove? By the time she got the Acolyte, she wasn't like she had already show read a successful show.
Then look up pretty much any interview of Headland talking about this show, and I can pretty much guarantee that 90% of it will be her talking about her favourite subject in the entire world, herself. How important this story was to her, how it made her feel to be represented.
Hold on. Please tell me in the comments if I'm misunderstanding something here. Did he just say, is he actually now criticizing an artist for talking about what their art means to them? What is this where we're at now? Is Is a director not allowed to talk about what their art means to them? What are we doing? What are we doing here? What is this? Is this actually where we are at this very moment in time? Where a director is not allowed to talk about what their art means to them. That's now seen as like arrogant or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about anything.
Why her characters from a fanfic written decades ago somehow find themselves in a $100 million TV show because they mattered to her.
Is that when I pitched it, because
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve also really wanted to write Dune and make a Dune movie when he was a kid. Are we now talking about? Are we now like being like, oh, it's from a fan fiction that she wrote as a kid? Like we're now looking at somebody who's been passionate about this franchise ever since they were a kid. That's a successful showrunner making a Star Wars show. That's now a bad thing. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I already told you guys I don't know anything, okay?
I came in and I pitched my own idea.
But I would have been able to understand as a queer person, and I think I would have had a completely different life.
It was like I was like, what I'm really interested in is
But it is always, always, always about the spiritual journey of what it is to become who you are.
This show has all the hallmarks of just.
What's wrong with any of that? What? Like those very much like out of context quotes. I don't even I have no idea what the context of any of that even is. But even out of context, what is the problem? Like Mr. Drinker, when you if you're gonna bring up out of context quotes, at least provide the context. Like at least tell me what what she's actually talking about in all of those clips. What? None of that even sounded bad. I don't. What is happening?
Just another vanity project from a narcissistic writer who can't see past their own reflection and identity, whose creative imagination extends no further than
put a ticket in and make a name gay.
These are the people in charge of Star Wars now, and I think it's about time that we accepted it's not going to change ever.
Why is he showing The Mandalorian? It's not even like a. Okay, I don't know. I don't even know. Wait, is Jon Favreau one of these people now? I guess Dave Filoni is one. Do people not like Dave Filoni anymore after Ahsoka? Is that the narrative here? I don't even know.
Disney are never going to give this franchise up.
Also, he showed the Phantom Menace. Is George Lucas woke now? Have they just turned against George Lucas? Because I don't even. Okay, I don't know. I don't know anything.
To do any better because quite simply they can't, and George Lucas isn't coming back riding atop a white horse to save the day. And in case you were ever in any doubt about that,
oh yeah, there we go.
Check out his latest statement where he publicly backed Bob Iger against the one and only guy who might actually have a shot at turning the company around. I guess a man really can't.
Who's the one and only guy? Is it Nelson Peltz? Oh my god. Okay, listen. Hold on. I will plug my video here. Okay, I actually just made a video about this. So this is my main channel. Useless Nobody, okay? I literally talked about this situation. Everybody watch this video. Go to link to this channel will be in the description down below. Disney investor destroys woke Marvel movies, The Marvels. If he's talking about Nelson Peltz, Lord have mercy if this is the guy that that he's talking about being able to save Marvel. Or like save Disney. What's happening? Oh, I'm stupid.
Hey, remember
No,
Star Wars?
I'm sorry, my bad. Where were we? Here.
Turning the company around. I guess a man really can put a price on his own dignity and self-respect. The point is, the Star Wars...
Also, like, what is the... sold Disney in the first place, or he sold Lucasfilm in the first place. What are you people talking? What? I don't understand how throughout this entire process, people have been going like, Disney is ruining George Lucas's legacy. Blah. It's like, he sold the property. He did that. Why are we just now, like, why are people just now, like realizing that George Lucas sold out? What? George Lucas was never going to come in, was never going to, like, be the guy on the horse, the knight in shining armor, saving the day. He was never going to be that. He sold out to Disney years ago. when he literally sold Lucasfilm. What have you people even been talking about this entire time?
Wars today is nothing but an embarrassment to everyone associated with it. It's that pop star you idolized as a kid who's now a fat, balding, middle-aged man trying in vain to compete with artists half his age who probably has a search history more disturbing than Vosh's. It's
oh
that
my
hot
gosh,
girl you
Vosh
dated
reference.
once in high school who now has 3 kids
Do not look that guy up.
by 3 different dads and lives off welfare checks, but still goes out on the town every Saturday like she's 21. It's that 40-year-old woman in your office still listening to Taylor Swift songs, convinced there's deep meaning to be found in the trite, cliched lyrics and simplistic melodies. It's a grown-ass man who makes YouTube videos complaining about Star Wars for a living and wears shades indoors.
Oh my gosh, he's self-observant, or what's the term I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of a specific term. I'm blanking on it.
At night. Oh wait, my point here
self-aware,
is
that's it.
Maybe this was ultimately for the best. Maybe it's time for fans to accept that the Star Wars they knew and grew up with is gone and it's never coming back. Maybe it's finally time to...
Okay, you're all young enough to have grown up with the prequels. The Star Wars you grew up with was always mid. Half of it was good, half of it was bad. It was always inconsistent. Like, what? I just don't well, I shouldn't say that I don't understand. Obviously, I understand that there are a lot of people out there that like the prequels. But I guess all I'm saying is that I can't relate. Because to me, Star Wars was always a mediocre franchise where half of it was good, half of it was bad.
To let it go and move on. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
But yeah, also, I mean, I don't know, the show might be good. But it is, should just be noted that it is just a trailer. Maybe the show will be good. What was the message? I still don't... Was the message literally, I guess, diversity? Is that what it was? I don't know. Did he ever get into what the message is? I don't know. That was weird. Please just you don't, like, am I saying this show's going to be good? No, obviously I don't. There's a high likely chance that it'll be mid, right? Like a lot of the Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus. But like, just watching any piece of media in general and like counting the races of the characters and like keeping a tally mark is fucking unhinged. That's just not... that's just a bizarre way to view media. So if you get anything out of this video, that's... If you find yourself doing that, understand that you have a problem. You're probably too terminally online, and you should probably seek help. Mental health is important, because that's fucking wild. To count the races and genders of the Padawans is fucking crazy. That's actually crazy. But yeah, I guess to recap, I don't really know what the message was of the Acolyte other than being diverse. So I guess, yeah, we are officially at the point where people are calling things woke literally just because there are black people and women in it. I mean, that's where we're at. So yeah, it's not depressing at all. Bye.